Lasers, lasers, fire, flames, smoke. So you know that one friend that's always late to every party because they're like, oh, the traffic was so bad. Nikki Shields. Well, that's basically what Lexus are like when it comes to the electric car party that we've been in for the last few years. This is finally the all-new Lexus ES350e. Now, I think it's quite a nice looking thing, and this could potentially change the game when it comes to this level of car. Should we take it for a drive? Have a little walk around? All right. So what is the Lexus ES? Well, actually, this is the 8th generation of this car. Although actually we've only had it in the UK since 2018. And it's only going to be available in the UK as a fully electric car. So if you want the hybrid, I'm afraid you're going to have to move and just get over it, because you're going to have to go EV only if you want this 8th generation of ES. I mean, they want to put it up against the likes of the BMW i5, the Mercedes C-Class, the Audi A6 e-tron. I mean, putting it up against BMW, Mercedes and Audi. What is this, the 90s? Oh. Right, go with me here. We're just going to walk around the car. I'm going to do my absolute best to remember everything. I'm just getting over a cold, so please bear with me. But let's start at the rear. Now, I'm going to tell you the boot size a little bit later on, because inside here is ridiculously huge. But design round the back, I think, is quite nice. You've now got a full light bar along here, which kind of wraps around the new Lexus light up badge back here. I mean, it's not just a Lexus logo, it now says Lexus, so people know you're fancy. And this rear window goes all the way down, which actually makes visibility very, very good. Now, in terms of size, it's now longer and wider and taller than before. I mean, in terms of, if you want numbers, it's like 16.5 centimetres longer, if you will. So it basically make everything inside much more spacious. Now, on this version that we've got here, we have the gigantic 21-inch wheels. Stay with me, because these might be an issue for you. Now, if you go for the low spec or the mid spec, they come as 19 inches, and then you can opt for the 21s. Whereas if you go full top spec, the Takumi trim, then you just get these as standard, and you can't opt for the smaller wheels. Now, the reason I wanted to bring that up is because I do think that it affects the ride. More on that when we go driving later. Meanwhile, down the side, we now have semi-flush door handles, is how they've explained them. So basically it has got a little hole in here, and then it's got the little gap there for you to open the door. So yes, they are flush, but it's not like one of those where they have to pop out to come in and out, which I think is a good thing. You've now got the new design down the side here, which I think looks very nice. The car's very dirty. And then round at the front, a really low slung bonnet. So that means while you're sat in the driving position, your visibility is quite fantastic. Now, you've now got the new kind of Lexus face along at the front. Now, I do think this looks very Toyota, obviously, because they are part of the same family. I don't think it looks as Lexus as I wanted it to look. You know, like when you look at like an old Lexus and you go, that looks fancy. I don't think it's as fancy as it used to be, but there are some really interesting bits going on underneath. So underneath here, kind of, you won't be able to catch it on camera, but not here, but like kind of further back, you've got shutters that move automatically. Now, this is all in the name of aerodynamics. So there's kind of underfloor fins, there's side fins, and that's all in the name of range. We also have a new light design. So you've now got what they're calling the double L. So you've got an L here for Lexus, and then that's also kind of an upside down L along here, because Lexus. There is also a brand spanking new colour, which is this, by the way. I think it's quite nice. It's giving a little bit Polestar, so you might see this colour quite a lot. Personally, if I'm ever choosing a Lexus, I'm going copper. I have a rant. Are you ready? This is an issue. Now, I don't want to moan too much when it comes to charging speeds and things like that, but for the price of this car, which I'll tell you later, and for the competition that it's up against, this should be much faster. Also, this is perfect because it's literally proving my point. Just keep the camera rolling. This is brilliant. What was that, 6 goes? There was about 6 goes to open that charge port. So I have been told that within the screen there's a way to open your charge port, or within the app there's a way to open your charge port. If If not, you're going to be pressing that button about 6 times. And guess what? It doesn't open if the car is on. So if you pull up at a public charger, you want to rapid charge it, which by the way, you can only rapid charge at 150 kilowatts. I know, that's 10 to 80% in around 28 minutes, which is rubbish. You're going to have to press that button over and over again and make sure your car is off so that you can open the bloody thing. I just want a flap. I just want a simple flap. That was just way overthought, I think. And then, yeah, there's no need for it. But also, when it comes to AC charging, I've got to give it its due. 22 kilowatts built into the car. Fine. So that will actually give it a full charge in about 4 hours. So that's good. But in terms of rapid charging, it's a no. It's a no. You'd expect a panny roof, wouldn't you? You'd expect it to go all the way back and for it to open just a little bit further than there. I'm going to find some positives, shall we? Right, actually in here is actually quite a nice place to be. The quality of materials are very nice. They're very Lexus, because Lexus is all about luxury, isn't it? So it's all like nice feeling materials. We chose this car in particular, by the way, because we thought that the lighter interior would be nicer to film. And you know what? It is. I mean, the black interior looks nice, and then you've got the other colour, which I can't tell you the name of the colour off the top of my head, but I know it's kind of orangey, beigey kind of colour, sort of like a burnt orange, leathery brown type thing, and it looks very nice. But the white I think is quite lovely. And along the doors here, this is new, it's now bamboo. And it looks and feels very nice. It also makes it very, very lightweight, which is a good thing. We also saw this car in a studio so that we could see the ambient lighting underneath here. Now, it's a very sunny day today here in sunny Sussex, so you can't actually, annoyingly, see the lights. But underneath here, it does look really nice when it's lit up. Can I have a mini moan? I'll have a little mini moan. Okay. If a door handle works, just keep it as a door handle. You don't have to overthink it. You don't have to turn it into just a button to open it up, because then also, because of homologation, you have to also add in the physical thing to open it up. I mean, you could literally just have a normal door handle and you don't have to overthink it and have 2 options to open your door, do you? Don't have to do that really. Anyway, you've got a couple of wireless charge ports here for your phone, which is nice. So you can charge yours, you can charge your passenger's phone. That's very lovely. Couple of cup holders. This is where I'm keeping my big Lexus water bottle, which I'm keeping, by the way. And then, oh no, it's down the side, isn't it? It's one of those that does that and that. Tiny little bit of storage in here. It's not that deep, if I'm honest, where you can kind of keep some stuff in there, I guess. And then you've got a little bit under there. Now, the reason it's not as spacious in here is because technically this car is built on a platform that is designed to be a hybrid and an electric car. So in the rear seats, which I'm going to show you in a second, there is a transmission tunnel. But because in the UK we're getting it as an EV only, it would be nice if they'd be able to open up that space and have a little bit more storage, because this is the smallest glove box I ever did see. Ready? Look at that! Go. Tiny. There's literally, there's just no point. There's just no point. Door bins are decent. I'll give them that. And I do like this. This is very pleasant. Now, when the car is off, you can't see any of these buttons. It all just kind of turns off. But when it's on, that's when the buttons arrive. And yes, they are buttons. They are not touch-sensitive haptic rubbish. They are actual physical buttons. Everything within this screen so far seems to be working fine. You can turn off your speed bing bongs by the touch of a button, which we like. And then as you kind of scroll through, I mean, you've got sort of Apple CarPlay and all that sort of stuff built in. I do find that really annoying. You can probably turn that off, the fact that it's making a noise every time you press a button. We've got ventilated seats in this. This is the Premium Plus version, so the mid-spec version, if you will. So I've got my ventilated seats on, that's very nice. Got heated steering, that's very nice. The steering wheel is also brand new. This is smaller than it was before, but the materials and the grippage, I think, is very good. This is also the first time that they haven't gone for a Lexus badge, they've gone for the Lexus name on the steering wheel. And these buttons, I also think, are very good because they're not touch sensitive. It's just easy buttons, flappy paddles along the back. That is for your regen braking, which I can show you a little bit later while we're driving, because sometimes they're good, sometimes not so much. You can set your seats and set them along here. You can do the same for your passenger over there. It's good, it's quite nice. I do like the bamboo. It looks and feels nice, and there's no gloss black, apart from the power button and the gear selector. Quality's nice, but you would expect that from a Lexus, wouldn't you? Considering the amount of money you're paying. You want this to be nice quality stuff. And it is. So that's good. I like that. That's pretty. You know when you get like the stress foam balls? Oh, that's what that feels like. I would just do that all day. That's actually really nice. Annoying for the driver, great for me. Hello. Right, loads of space back here. I mean, it's a longer car. It's a very long car anyway. It's like 5.5 meters long, maybe a smidge more than that. There is so much space back here. I mean, look at that, look at that. I mean, we don't have the full top spec Takumi trim. That's where you've got like the reclining seats with massage and ventilation and heated rear seats and all that kind of thing. We don't have that here. However, this is very comfortable. This is a very nice place to be. You can also keep out the riffraff. Why? Because you're in a Lexus and your fancy pants. I still like the bamboo back here. Very annoying door handles yet again. It's kind of a little bit naff, isn't it? A couple of charge ports there, and then it's a hefty boy. Bit of stuff in there, and then there's your cup holders. There, that's nice. That is a weighty thing though. That's really heavy. Now, I suppose if you were going for the full top spec fancy pants version, then you wouldn't need to worry about all of that because you'd just be laying here thinking about nice relaxation. Do you know what would be nice? Is if that panny roof went all the way back to here to kind of lighten up the back of this cabin. Now, because we've got the lighter seats, if you went for the darker sort of black seats, it could feel quite dark back here because obviously these are tinted, and then if you've got that up as well anyway, it could probably feel quite gloomy, whereas this one doesn't because it's quite light. But just food for thought. And then a transmission tunnel because it's a hybrid, but not in the UK. Okay, here comes pricing. Are you ready? Right, so you've got 3 trims to choose from in this car. So you've got the premium version, which starts at £59,345. That is a lot of money for an entry-level car. Now, I want you to bear in mind that for probably 20 grand cheaper, you can get an MG IM5 entry-level, which has far better tech, loads of stuff included, and is actually a very decent car to drive. We'll carry on. You've then got the Premium Plus, which is what this is. Now, on top of that, you've got sort of the cornering lamps, the semi-anline leather, the 17-speaker Mark Levinson audio system, the head-up display, that's all included. Now, that is £68,245. That is a lot of money. This is a lot of money. Then you've got the Takumi trim. Now that is full top spec. That comes with those sort of really loungy rear seats with the ventilated, heated, massaging rear seats where it's all just very, I'm having a nice time in my lounge kind of rear area. Now that's very nice. That's £72,545. Stay with me. That's a ridiculous amount of money for something that I don't think is quite as good as its competitors. I mean, if we look at the BMW i5, for example, I mean, yes, the range is ever so slightly less than what this has got, but the charging is better and the tech inside seems better, the quality seems better and the ride is better. And then you look at the likes of Mercedes or the Audi, the range in that far better, the charging so much faster. But then you've got the MG IM. So you either go for the IM5 or the IM6 if you want something taller. That is so much cheaper. I know because it's Chinese. It is so much cheaper. The charging is literally double, potentially triple the speed of this. And the tech is fantastic. I feel like Lexus are so late to this party that what they're offering isn't quite good enough for the price that they're asking for. And it's such a shame. If this was here 2 years earlier, I might have been saying something very different. But here we are. Hey babe, come here often. This is the biggest boot in its class. Yes, this is the winner. This is 517 litres of space. This beats every single car that it goes up against. The biggest boot you would ever see in its class. Now apparently, in golf language, you can get four golf clubs, bags. Johnsy? Five golf bags. 5 golf bags side by side laying down. Now I don't know what that means, but if you understand golfing things, apparently that's very good. So 517 litres. That's pretty good, isn't it? No frunk, by the way. It's front wheel drive. These are the kind of roads where you really realise the size of the wheels that you're on. Now normally, I don't mind a 21-inch wheel. Normally it's fine, but in here, they do feel quite crashy into the potholes. Like you feel it rattle through the cabin. I mean, I know that you can feel a little bit of nice soft suspension going on, and on corners it does feel reasonably stable, even though there is a bit of softness there, but the crash through the potholes is pretty impressive. Now, I spoke to Batch, and Batch managed to come here yesterday and he drove both versions of the car. He drove the 21s as well as the 19s, and he was like, please try and get the car with the 19-inch wheels because it's so much softer, better to drive, and obviously will offer better range. We were given the option of the 19s, but they're only available in the white or black, and we wanted a different colour because it looks nicer on camera, so we ended up with the 21-inch wheels, and here we are. I think I would have preferred the 19s. Then you've got the full range available. So if you go for the smaller wheels, then you do get the 361 miles of range, which again is perfectly fine, not as good as its competitors. If you go for the bigger wheels, it goes down to like 352 or something like that, which is much of a muchness, isn't it? But I think I've figured out exactly who would drive a car like this. Now you've also got to bear in mind, this is front wheel drive. This is not rear wheel drive, but I don't think that matters in a car like this. It's got 224 horsepower. That, in a hot hatch, would be really good fun. In a car like this, it's a 0 to 62 time of 8 seconds. But the person that's going to be driving this car, I think, please don't judge me for this if your name is Gary, but I think Gary drives this car. Gary has 2 part-time jobs. He works in corporate, so he wears a shirt, he's got a briefcase, and he likes to arrive in style. Maybe he's got himself an EV from his company. Nice, really nice. And then his other part-time job is he is the part-time chauffeur for the mayor of Enfield. So he wants someone special sat in the back of the car. They want to arrive in sort of style and comfort in an executive-looking machine. And I think that's the kind of person that's going to buy this car. An executive kind of person, a businessy person, or someone that drives someone. So then you'd go for top spec, and then the mayor of Enfield can sit in the back and have a really nice massage with some heated seats on. That's what I think this car is. This is not a family car. This is not a 38-year-old woman's car. This is a businessman's executive vehicle, which means you're not going to want to throw it round corners. And that's fine. You don't have to. It's not built for that. The steering doesn't feel like it's built for that. The chassis doesn't feel like it's built for that. If you want the mare to arrive in actual comfort, you'd go for the smaller wheels. That's for definite. God, it is crashy, isn't it? It's reasonably quiet. There's quite a bit of tyre noise on the road, but wind noise isn't too horrendous. Visibility's very nice. The ride height's quite weird. That takes a bit of getting used to because the bonnet is so low. I feel like I'm set up really high. So like you can't see the end of the bonnet. So that takes a bit of getting used to. You forget how incredibly long this car is. It's fine. I mean, you've got flappy paddles here for your regen braking. At the moment, I've got it flapped all the way to the left, which means it's on the highest level. So if I lift off the accelerator, it just brings you down to a creep. That's also fine. Or I can just take it off completely and just coast everywhere. I'm trying my best to really like this car. And I genuinely think if this was a few years ago, I'd feel very different. I also can point out to you, you know those cameras that are always watching to making sure that you pay attention and beeps at you if you look at the screen and that kind of stuff. If you cover it, put a bit of tape over it, it won't beep. You're welcome. See? It's the little things that I'm here to help you out with. It's an old Kia, see that? Battery size is a 72 kilowatt hour usable battery, so it's fine. And actually, from what I was hearing from Batch yesterday and from what we're getting today, get about 4.5 miles per kilowatt hour, roughly. But again, it's not a kind of, you don't put your foot down on the floor to drive it. So actually, efficiency-wise, you're probably going to do pretty well in here. Yes, we know that not everybody's going to be looking for a brand spanking new car, so if you are looking for something used, pop yourself on electrifying.com because we have all of the used cars up for sale on our website for you to browse. So if you scan the QR code on your screen right now, you can have a little mooch while you carry on watching the video. And hey, in a couple of years' time, you might think about getting your hands on a used version of this ES350e because the warranty is ridiculous. Listen to this. The warranty on the battery in this ES has a 10-year, 1 million mile warranty. That's 1 million miles. That is to the moon and back 4 times, which is ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, that's very reassuring, but am I still convinced? Oh, I still don't know. Tricky one, this. I genuinely think it's a lovely looking car. I do. I've always liked the kind of ES look. I've always liked the kind of that really beautiful, smooth sedan type look. But if you were to offer me this car 2-3 years ago, I would have gone, yeah, that's pretty decent. But here we are in 2026, and I don't think the numbers are quite good enough. I mean, in terms of driving it, so Batch actually took this for a drive yesterday, and he took out the car that had the 19-inch wheels, and he took out this version that has the 21-inch wheels. And he was like, the 19s are far superior. So if you want to go for top spec, you can't opt for those 19-inch wheels, but that would also make your range better as well. And in terms of range numbers, you've got better range from your rivals. You've got better charging from your rivals. You've got better price from the MG IM5 from your rival. Better tech in that as well. And I mean, the quality of everything inside, the materials, everything, absolutely beautiful. Really like it, like the design. I think it's too little too late. I mean, when we talk about Toyota and Lexus especially, it does feel like they're so late to the party when it comes to their EVs. I could talk about their petrol cars all day long. I love everything that they create when it comes to their petrol stuff. But when it comes to EVs, maybe not so much. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below and subscribe and things. I'm not sure, and that makes me sad. But I do love a Lexus. We'll see.